Good day, my name is Joel Rennie, ID number 0016291 from the client server class, and today I'll be working with Access projects. For this, I'll be using Microsoft Access 2010 and Microsoft SQL Server Studio 2008. Okay, so we begin by starting SQL Server. We click connect. We verify that it started by the green arrow. That way we know that the SQL service is running in the background. Next, I'm going to start Microsoft Access. 2010 is about the latest version available. Okay, so I make sure that blank database is selected and I go to the browse icon. But first I put in a database name. I'll name this one first test. Then I'm going to click the browse icon. I'm going to make sure that it's selected to Microsoft Access projects. Then I'm going to click OK. I know it's projects by the .adp extension. Next, I'm going to click create. Microsoft Access then asks me if I want to connect to an existing SQL Server database. For your information, that's why we started Microsoft Management Studio 2008. So I'm going to click yes. Okay. The Data Lake Properties window now pops up. Next, I'm going to search for my server. So my server is Tektro SQL Express. I'm going to select Windows NT Integrated Security. This allows me to use my standard logon password from Windows. Next, I'm going to search for database on the server. I'm going to select Jam. Then I'm going to test my connection. It succeeded. I'm going to click OK. Okay, so it takes a while to pull across. Okay, so the database is here. To verify that the columns are here, I just double click on it. I only created 2 columns simply because this is just for test purposes. Next, I'm going to the Create tab. I'm going to the Stored Procedure tab. What is a stored procedure? Well, a stored procedure is actually a way of querying a certain part of the database table. This might come in handy, like for example, like if a cashier is entering items that are sold, you might only want it to enter items in a certain part of the table. So you can create a stored procedure which will allow access to that part of the table. So here I go. I'm going to click on stored procedure. I'm going to add my jam ingredients table. I'm going to close this. I'm going to select the columns that I wish to be added. Next, I'm going to select the column where I want the stored procedure to be implemented. Next, I'm going to put a question mark, which you will see makes appear the equal at parameter 1. This is just saying that these will be the parameters for the particular query. Next, I'm going to right click in the white area and go to properties. I'm going to select output all columns. I'm going to give it a description. I'm just going to name it test. I'm going to the stored procedure parameters tab, and for default I'm going to name it T. The data tab, you can use this when you're actually scripting in SQL Server, but we're not going to really touch on this now. So I'm going to close this. Right, I'm going to hit Control S to save. I'm going to give my stored procedure a name. Testing. and I'm going to click OK. Okay, so to verify that my stored procedure actually went through, I go to the Tables tab, and then I go to All Access Objects. And here you see my stored procedure testing has appeared. I double click on it, and the columns appear. Right? I can also get an SQL view. So if I go to SQL view, I can actually see the coding behind this whole table and the stored procedure. If I click run, it actually pulls the section of the table that I specified in my parameters. But to even verify that this is working, I'm going to close Access, and I'm going to go to SQL Management Studio, and I'm going to the databases icon. I'm going to my JAM database, and I'm going to programmability. Next, I'm going to stored procedures, and there you see it. My database stored procedure has appeared in SQL Server. So therefore, we know that Access is actually communicating with the SQL Server in a kind of like a client server environment. And also the parameters appear with well, the what it returns, whether it's a char, an integer, or a string, etc. Okay, this has been my project with working with Access projects, and thank you for your time.